Cults don't just control people. They break them down, manipulate their reality, and exploit them for power and profit. At the core of this control is narcissistic abuse. These groups operate like an abusive relationship on a massive scale, using tactics like love bombing, gaslighting, and fear to keep people trapped. In this video, we're going to examine how cults use narcissistic abuse to recruit, control, and silence their members. We'll explore the psychological impact, the lasting trauma, and the difficult road to breaking free. If you or someone you know has ever been caught in one of these groups, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's just get right into it.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Narc abuse in cults. Definition. Narcissistic abuse is a form of psychological manipulation where a person, often with strong narcissistic traits, uses control, gaslighting, guilt, love bombing, and fear to dominate others. This abuse happens in personal relationships, workplaces, social groups, and especially within cults. Cult leaders are often extreme narcissists who thrive on power, admiration, and total obedience. They present themselves as enlightened, special, or chosen, convincing followers that they alone have the truth. Over time, members become emotionally, mentally, and sometimes financially dependent on the cult. The psychology behind it. Narcissistic abuse and cults are deeply connected, and understanding this link is crucial in protecting ourselves from manipulation and control. Narcissistic abuse follows a predictable cycle, whether in personal relationships or cults. Understanding these phases can help us recognize manipulation and break free before the damage becomes too deep. Cult leaders use the same psychological tactics as narcissists, drawing people in, controlling them, and making it difficult to leave. Breaking free from a narcissist cult leader or abusive system is not easy. These manipulators create psychological, emotional, and sometimes financial barriers to keep people trapped. But freedom begins with knowledge and the courage to question. No one deserves to be controlled, shamed, or manipulated into serving someone else's ego. The warning signs. The leader is always right and cannot be questioned. Any criticism of them is seen as betrayal, sin, or ignorance. Dissent is punished through shaming, humiliation, or exile. Anyone who questions the group or leader is labeled as negative, evil, or lost. Followers are isolated from outside perspectives. Cults and narcissists cut off outside influences, discouraging independent thinking, friendships, or access to information that contradicts their teachings. The leader controls the narrative. Only their version of reality is valid. They rewrite history, twist facts, and silence opposition. Excessive love bombing at the start. The leader or group showers members with attention, praise, and a sense of belonging to hook them in. Once trust is established, the manipulation begins. Fear is used as a weapon. Followers are taught that leaving will lead to suffering, failure, or even spiritual doom. Us versus them mentality. Cults create a black and white world where the group is good and outsiders are bad. This makes it easier to control followers by making them fear external influences. The leader is seen as more than human. They may claim to have divine wisdom, supernatural insight, or revolutionary knowledge that makes them superior to others. The cycle. Number 1. Love bombing. Idealization phase. At the beginning, everything feels amazing. The leader or group showers you with praise, love, and promises of a better future. They make you feel special, chosen, and a part of something bigger than yourself. You're one of the lucky ones to be here. This group will change your life. We are a family, and we will always support you. Control and isolation. Devaluation begins. Once you are emotionally invested, the control starts. The group discourages outside opinions, critical thinking, and contact with non-believers, naysayers. The leader's words become absolute truth. Doubts are met with shame or guilt. Don't listen to outsiders, they don't understand. If you question, you're being negative. Stay away from toxic people who don't believe in our mission. Number 3, gaslighting and fear tactics. The leader or group manipulates reality, making followers doubt their own thoughts and memories. They twist facts, rewrite history, and convince members they can't trust themselves. Fear keeps people in line. If you leave, you will regret it forever. We are the only ones who truly care about you. Everything bad in your life is because of your doubts. FOMO. Number 4, trauma bonding. Push-pull manipulation. The leader alternates between kindness and cruelty, keeping followers emotionally hooked. When loyalty is questioned, love bombing returns temporarily to pull them back in. I only push you because I want you to be the best version of yourself. You don't want to throw away everything we've built together. Stay strong. Don't let doubt steal your future. Number 5, discard or escape, breaking free. Eventually, the leader either discards members who are no longer useful, or the follower gathers the strength to leave. But even after leaving, the psychological scars remain. Many struggle with guilt, shame, or fear of retaliation. Cults will often smear those who leave, calling them traitors or failures. They were never truly loyal. They left because they are weak. Don't listen to them. They are just bitter and lost. Narcissistic abuse is a psychological and emotional assault that leaves deep, lasting wounds on its victims. Unlike physical abuse, its scars are often invisible, making it difficult for outsiders to fully grasp the damage it inflicts. Victims of narcissistic abuse are manipulated, gaslit, and devalued, often to the point where they question their own reality. Over time, they lose confidence in their perceptions, their worth, and even their ability to make decisions without seeking approval. The narcissist skillfully erodes their sense of self, leaving them feeling confused, inadequate, and emotionally drained. One of the most devastating effects of narcissistic abuse is the way it reshapes the victim's identity. Many victims report feeling like a shell of their former selves, unable to remember who they were before the relationship. The constant cycle of idealization and devaluation creates emotional whiplash, making them desperate for validation from the very person tearing them down. This dependency keeps them trapped, believing they must work harder to earn the love and approval that is always just out of reach. Over time, this leads to a state of learned helplessness, where they feel powerless to leave, even when they recognize the toxicity of the relationship. The long-term effects can be severe, ranging from anxiety, depression, and PTSD to physical health issues caused by chronic stress. Victims may struggle with trust, fearing that anyone they get close to will manipulate or abandon them. Many experience hypervigilance, always bracing for the next attack, even in safe situations. Healing from narcissistic abuse is a long, difficult process, but it is possible. It requires unlearning the lies they were told about themselves, rebuilding their self-worth, and recognizing that love should never come at the cost of their sanity. With time, support, and self-compassion, victims can reclaim their lives and rediscover the strength they were made to believe they never had. Examples of narc leaders.
When Jim Jones, the charismatic leader of the People's Temple, took hundreds of followers from California to the jungles of Guyana, there were soon reports that people who wanted to leave could not.
I mean, it looks like a very well-run community.
But then an elderly woman handed a reporter a note.
The note said, "Help us to get out of here."
Others began begging to leave, and order quickly turned to chaos. With armed guards ringing the compound, Jim Jones then ordered everyone, adults and children, to drink a mixture of Kool-Aid, laced with cyanide.
Let's just be done with it. Let's be done with the agony of it.
The cries continued.
Die with a degree of dignity.
Until the compound became stone silent. Bodies piled on top of bodies, over 900 in all.
Jim Jones from Jonestown is an example of a narcissistic leader.
Parts that people who wanted to leave could not.
Other than Jim Jones, examples of narcissistic cult leaders include Charles Manson, Marshall Applewhite, and L. Ron Hubbard, as well as Ash Mufareh. The surest way to control a man is not by chaining his body, but by capturing his mind. When you can make him believe that obedience is virtue, that doubt is sin, and that his leader holds the key to truth and salvation, he will police his own thoughts, silence his own doubts, and defend his oppressor as if his life depends on it. Because in his mind, it does. What this means. For scams and MLMs like on Passive, scam leaders like Ash Mufareh follow the exact same narcissistic cult playbook. They make grand promises, such as the promise of financial freedom and world-changing AI. They demand absolute loyalty and say things like, "the haters don't get it." They gaslight when questioned, saying you don't believe enough. And they exploit their followers while living lavishly themselves. Ash did pocket $108 million. How to protect yourself from narcissistic cult leaders. To protect yourself, stay informed. Research cult tactics, narcissistic abuse, and manipulation techniques. Awareness is key. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it. Manipulators rely on self-doubt to keep control. Question everything. No one has all the answers. Be cautious of anyone who discourages critical thinking or punishes questioning. Maintain outside connections. A healthy support system keeps you grounded and helps prevent isolation, a common cult tactic. Watch for inconsistencies. Cult leaders and narcissists often contradict themselves, yet expect followers to overlook or excuse it. Understand real leadership. True leadership empowers, encourages independence, and welcomes different perspectives, rather than demanding blind loyalty. Have media literacy. Understanding media literacy and how we are influenced can help you not fall into the trap of a narcissistic leader. Again, education is the best way to protect yourself. And subscribe for more information. Watch my videos and streams and read the community tab to ensure you educate yourself and can better protect yourself from falling victim. Recovery from cults and other abusive relationships must occur in at least 3 spheres: understanding what happened, releasing the trauma, and reconnecting with the world. Breaking free from cult control. Narcissistic abuse in cults is a powerful psychological trap built on manipulation, fear, and distorted sense of reality. These groups thrive by controlling thoughts, isolating members, and instilling a belief that obedience equals purpose. But the truth is, no one deserves to be used, exploited, or made to feel powerless. The first step to protecting yourself is awareness. Understanding how cult leaders use love bombing, gaslighting, and fear tactics to keep their grip tight. The next step is critical thinking. Question everything, especially those who demand blind trust. Finally, build a strong support system outside of any high control group. Surround yourself with people who encourage independent thought, personal growth, and true emotional freedom. Freedom isn't just about leaving a cult. It's about reclaiming your mind, your choices, and your identity. You are not selfish for questioning. You are not disloyal for leaving, and you are not alone in your journey to healing. The more we expose these tactics, the less power they have over others. Knowledge is the greatest defense, and self-trust is the ultimate escape. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe on your way out. On my channel, we cover cults and the psychology behind the manipulation tactics that keeps people in them. So if that is something that interests you, again, please do subscribe. Give this video a like, share it out, and I'll see you all very soon with another one. I love all your faces, bye!
Queen of Karma.